It's Big Ant Man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV. We tapped in with Jay, man. 1/4 of the All Mute podcast.
Yes, sir.
Just tapped in with him with a good collaborative effort, man. I reached out to them. They doing their thing with the podcast. I was liking that setup y'all had, man. Y'all real professional with y'all shit.
Appreciate
it. You know
it,
what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I want to collab, but we finally locked it down. Just got out of the quarantine shit out here in H-Time, but you know, we still rolling, man. I was rocking all through that motherfucker though. But
yeah, we was too, man. We was doing episodes, you know, we was stashing a couple in the stash and putting them hoes out like slowly but surely just to keep our fans like in tune with us. But we did about 5 episodes throughout the whole quarantine. We did a couple at homes, we did a couple in studios, but we kept it moving, you know what I'm saying? Like what we trying to do with our platform, we trying to make it grow. So therefore we doing, you know, we doing sports podcasts, we doing media podcasts, we doing entertainment podcasts, music podcasts, but we just trying to get a collaborative of everything, you know what I'm saying, and bring underground Houston artists and underground Houston entertainment to an upper level so everybody can rise together basically.
Yeah. Nah, man, I like that, bro. I like to do the media. I'm in media too. I consider myself a media personality. And I say y'all had the great looking, man, the great sound. I was like, man, I gotta fuck with them for shit show.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's why I had to pop out here and get it done today. So, you know, with this thing right here, we'll talk about where you from and shit like that, man, coming out of H-Town and everything.
Well, I'm from Mo City, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody out there in the Mo. We've been podcasting from, this is like our second podcast. Our first podcast was one that disbanded. And after we disbanded, a couple of the members got back together, and we decided to just take everything we was doing and just go super hard at it. But basically, we've been doing our podcast. I want to say this is year one. I think that we done a year in. This might be the third month. I think we like a year and 3 months right now, maybe 4 if I'm not mistaken. I'm not good on anniversaries, so don't quote me. Sorry about that if everybody see that shit. But we've been doing this for a minute, you know what I'm saying? I just count the whole podcast, and I just want to say I've been podcasting basically 3 years, you know what I'm saying, since everything's been going down and whatnot, because I've been doing like interviews like brand-wise, because I also have a clothing brand, Childhood Clothing. It's a brand I've been doing for 7 years, so I've been just being in the media and whatnot, just talking like doing radio interviews for like the local radio stations, some of the underground radio stations, been jumping in and out of the media with that form. So basically what I was doing, one of my co-hosts, Duwan, he came through, you know what I'm saying, he's always been about music. I swear to God, he's like one of the best ears in the city. Like he could find a dope artist and put him on the show, and we'd be like, my God, this a dope sound. It's like, bro, I've been on this person. So he's like our brain's trust. So when it comes to him, like, you know what I'm saying, when he first started his website, I was like, bro, we need to make a podcast for this shit. You need to make a podcast. Like when I first saw what he was trying to do, I was like, bro, like you on some BET Bob Johnson shit right now. What you trying to do with your vision? So I put that bug in his ear, and slowly but surely, like we came together and did this podcast. So now here we are today. I want to say this was our this may have been our 69th episode, because we did 2 today. So this may have been 69 if I'm not mistaken. But I be on the miscount, man. I be smoking weed.
Yeah. See so. Now talk about Mo City, bro. That's for people that don't know, because it be listeners from all over. Mo City is like right on the, like what separates Mo City from Houston? A freeway?
Basically, street? Damn near some tracks and a couple freeways.
Yeah, exit.
You know
It's an exit. Exit outside of Houston. A lot of people intertwine just call Mo City Houston. But Mo City, they want you to call it Mo City. They don't want to be called.
You gotta acknowledge it, man.
Yeah, they want to be called Mo City. They don't want to be called.
Especially with Travis taking Astro Worldwide and everything worldwide, you gotta really kind of respect Mo City at this point, man.
Yeah.
He didn't came in and showed a lot of light to the city, so you gotta, you know what I'm saying.
We other people come out of Mo City too, though.
For sure, but definitely Zero. You know what I'm saying. The fucking mayor. You know what I'm saying. We don't have to. You know what I'm saying. At this point, we all know about that. You know?
Yeah, for sure. So no, we rocking with Mo City, man, and so, you know, you do fashion too, you say?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah. How long did you grow up into the fashion thing and everything like that?
Basically how I started in fashion, man, East Bay magazines, bro. Just like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? You looking at East Bay magazines, you loving sneakers, you loving Jordans, you know what I'm saying? You loving Dion's, you loving Junior Seances and shit like that. You grow up just like in streetwear. That shit, sneakers, basically transition into streetwear culture. Like skatewear culture, like back in the 70s and 80s, that shit transferred. But when Jordan came out, damn near everybody that was skating started wearing Jordans. So when it comes to streetwear, like streetwear and basketball and sports go hand in hand. And as a kid, like East Bay magazine was pretty much how that shit started, because it was the branch between what streetwear was about to become and what sports was already doing with our culture. So basically how I got into it was just basically my love of sneakers, and you know what I'm saying, without having, you can't just wear dope ass sneakers and not wear dope clothes. So eventually it started to where I was just like, I would create my own style. Like in high school, you know what I'm saying, everybody was like, you know what I'm saying, wearing a whole iron on print t-shirts. I was one of the people that was in high school like making iron on print t-shirts of Biggie, Mike Tyson, fucking Godfather, all that kind of shit for niggas. I'd make that shit and just give it to niggas. I wasn't even selling it. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was just wanting to see everybody that I was around with dope shit. So, nigga would do that type of shit. Then went to college. That's when I started realizing, like, yo, now I can make some money actually doing this shit, because I started selling, like, the sheets to make the shit. So I really never really wanted to sell clothes hand to hand. I was also always on some wholesale type shit. I can sell you the materials to make the clothes. Gotcha. So when it became to, like, you know what I'm saying, fast forward to 2011, you know what I'm saying, I got fired from my job. And I used that final paycheck to invest in doing business as an LLC for my brand. That final paycheck, I shot all the money to that shit, and that's when I started my brand. And in 2013, that's when I actually came out with my first shirt based on Akira, the Japanese anime. And basically, like, everything that I do is as far as my brand, is inspired by some form of my childhood, or something I could really relate to. And what I do is I put stuff from the past and the current and combine all that shit together to basically make a message or some type of meaning within clothes. I really don't look at this shit as a clothing line. I look at it as more as art, because everything that I make is not going to be for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't specifically make clothes for a super specific genre of people or a specific group of people. I more so make stuff that if you can feel it on an artistic level and feel out what it's saying, you got to think about it. So therefore, if you can feel out what it's saying on an artistic level and you can relate to it, I'm making that type of shit for you. I'm not making it for the world. You know what I'm saying? It's really like a project and a baby for me, but at the same time, I want this shit to grow, and I'm always putting in shit to it as well. And the crazy thing about it, like, I started from making t-shirts to sell, and then I transitioned that into a business to start making shirts for other people like myself, like other brands, and also other like corporations and companies and whatnot. So basically, I just been transcending into fashion. It's been like a vessel, and that vessel has helped me get into podcasting, because I've been using my voice on multiple different platforms. You know what I'm saying? I use my voice on my Twitter, I use my voice on my clothing brand, I use my voice on my personals. It's all one big collection of media and entertainment for me. So I look at the clothing line as just the foundational part of what we're trying to greatly accomplish.
So nah, that's what's up, man. So basically, you was on some, like, you had to say fuck a job for that moment, but
low
just
key,
like,
man, I've been saying fuck a job for a long time.
Yeah. I'll be on that same type of shit, bro. Fuck a job, man.
Because I realize people don't know, like, in our community, bro, like, the people that go to Harvard and Yale, dog, they go to school to create jobs. Yeah. They send us to school to go get a job. And that's where, like, people in our community fall short sometimes. Like, we don't realize, like, creating a job is how you gain wealth. You don't gain wealth by working for somebody, because let's say you're a real estate owner. Let's say you're a real estate agent, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna make a 20% off of this commission sell off this house, let's say the house is $20 million, you make $200,000 off the house, right? Mm-hmm. The 20 million go to the company. 10% go to the partners. They split that shit. So even if you said you made a $200,000 take off this house, somebody made more than what you made. You know what I'm saying? Right. So a lot of people don't realize you can't really level up a career, but you can always sell a business. Like, the goal in business is to build that business up and then possibly sell it. Gotcha. But you can't ever sell your career. You'll be stuck in your job and your situation to the point where you'll be working there every single day. But what can you do after that situation is gone? You can't ever. Only thing you can do is move up in that company. You can never take your situation and make as much money as you possibly can. You always gonna have a cap. But I'm not one to knock 9-to-5s. I love 9-to-5 jobs. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to make as much money as I possibly can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't knock no J. This guaranteed paycheck. And some people, not everybody want to do the entrepreneurship, and they got kids right now, and they got to make sacrifices. I'm not judging that, but just overall, my mentality is fuck a motherfucking job myself, dog.
And I'm the type of nigga that'll be like, I believe that business ain't for everybody. That's true. But business may not be for everyone, but business is for everybody. So just like me, I'm on a panel of 4 people on my podcast. That's one business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe me by myself may not be able to handle it, but me and 3 other people can handle it. So it ain't always about like doing shit by yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that you gotta go through shit and be in business all by yourself and handle that shit in your lonesome. And you can sometimes break that check down with the people that you love and fuck with.
Facts. So yeah, man, give them the Instagram to get and everything to do to get in contact with the podcast, y'all,
Sure.
everything like that.
Well, to check my personals, you know what I'm saying? I'm World's Most Dangerous on Instagram and worldsmostdangerousbrand.com.
Yeah.
I call even though my brand is called Childhood, I call it World's Most Dangerous Brand because you think about like the mind of a kid, and at the same time you put that with the thoughts of an adult. It's really a powerful situation. Basically, the people who never give up their childhood, people who never give up on their dreams, that's the people that society is afraid of. So that's why I call my brand World's Most Dangerous Brand, because the shit that I'm trying to do, I'm never going to end these fucking thoughts. I'm never going to end this type of situation. It's always going to be part of my creativity.
Facts. That's what's up, man. And then
oh man, my motherfucker here, this nigga DJ up here with me. He can fucking talk about his shit.
Yeah.
What's good, nigga?
Yeah.
Mr. On fucking mute.
Yeah.
That's me. That be me.
Yeah.
Man, talk about what? For what we on here for? My bad.
Nah, we just
I'm drunk, bro.
Nah, yeah, it ain't faded. We keep it raw and uncut on here, man. Tell them where they get in contact with the podcast.
Yeah,
man.
get in contact with us at the On Mute Podcast for the podcast shit. Me myself, like he does the clothing, I do pictures and video. So you can always holler at me at We On Mute.
Okay.
That's for me, bro. And you know, we got a little bit of everything in the clique. My nigga Brandon Tubbs, he does the car shit. Mathis is a motherfucking comedian, jokester ass nigga all day long.
Yeah.
He actually does the stand up shit. I ain't never gonna do that shit.
I did that shit one time and that shit was dope as fuck. Low key, I'm fall back off on his grass. But low key, first time I ever went to Caro's, nigga, I got on stage and this and them niggas even booming. They was actually clapping for me at the end of that shit, so I was proud of that shit. Shout out to Mathis, bro. Making niggas do some shit they ain't never did.
Y'all got to tap in with both these brothers. They just had me on as a guest. The podcast was dope. We talked a lot of good shit. I like how y'all got different personalities on this motherfucker, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
We
You
gotta
want you to come through again, too.
Yeah.
And people, cause I see he, you know, Urban Politician does a lot with the music community.
Yeah.
Send us y'all music, bro. We listen to everything. We may not like everything, but we at least gonna give you the opportunity to speak your piece and get your music heard, because that's the way for these niggas to hustle, for young niggas out here to hustle, bro. And we understand that shit. So send us y'all music in the DMs. We listen to everything that come to DM. Some niggas like it in the crew, some niggas don't. But we gonna listen. We at least gonna give you your play button, bro.
Yeah.
We gonna give you your click and your stream, my
Niggas
niggas.
gotta go get that. You got to, and when you in the low level, every motherfucking supporter count. Really,
It
when you
count.
up top too. When you go up, that's how I treat dog, man. Every supporter count, dog.
Most definitely,
When
bro.
people see me out and they say, "Hey man, I be watching your shit," and I'll be shocked. I'm like, "Damn, for real?" They're like, "Yeah, man, I see you on YouTube, man. I fuck with you." Hey, nigga, appreciate it. Like everybody count. But man, appreciate y'all having me on, man. I'm gonna drop this motherfucker too. This is a good collab, man. 1,000.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right.